Set the light on. There we go. That's better. Welcome to this video. Hello, ladies. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you also say hello to me. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. And for those, if you're watching live, you're not on yet. So let me talk. I am just going into my Facebook group to let everybody know I'm on live. And I forgot my glasses. So I'm going to have to grab those. It was on. Hi, Benita. Nice to see you here. And for those who are watching this, maybe on YouTube or outside my Facebook community, make sure to come and join us on Facebook. It's a group, free group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. And that is truly where I hang out pretty much all the time. And I do these special trainings and I answer your questions. So you can also request certain videos you want me to do. Any topics you want me to talk about. And I post videos, recipe videos, trainings like this, tips, inspiration about living healthy and happy through the midlife phase and beyond, what's going on in your body. I also will talk about exercise, definitely a lot about the food, but of course I do talk about the other things and decreasing stress. Because stress is such a huge part of why you cannot lose weight, why you're feeling tired, fatigued, and even exhausted, and why your body's not coming into better balance, right? Hello for those of you who are joining, and I'm just going to let the group know that I am on live now. So I'm just going to post a thing here. Now let's do something different. I don't know what this is. Oopsie. I have 30 minutes tonight, so we're going to get through this. And anyways, I don't like to make these too long because for people who are watching, they don't want to watch for hours and hours. We're all busy, right? Okay, so the first video I talked about the hormone estrogen. Make sure to watch that. It's in this group. Then I talked about the hormone insulin. Now, both of these hormones, you may think you know about them, but I can tell you, I'm giving you information that you have not heard before. Pretty sure. So make sure to check back on those videos. They are always up in this group. Same with this one. It will be up in this group after. So leptin is a hormone that many, many people have not really heard about. And I know I hadn't. I am referring to the book, The Hormone Reset Diet by Dr. Sarah Gottfried. So that is what I'm referring to. And I'm also going to do a 21-day program that includes some of the hormone reset as well as decreasing stress, working on the body, mind, spirit, because all three of those are needed to bring your body back into better balance. Okay, that's going to be starting in September, and I will be sharing more information soon, but note that that's coming up. I cannot stress it enough for you guys to join, okay? If you're somebody who deals with the weight gain, if you're somebody who has been dealing and hasn't found anything that works, and also just wants to feel healthy, happy, and live a great, healthy, long life and not have to worry about all these crazy things that are floating around, right? That is all about building your immune system, eating foods that help to do that. Decrease inflammation, increase your energy, help your body to naturally detox, build your immune system, and of course, help your body to release the weight so that you don't have to worry about that. So there's no more dieting, okay? I'm gonna wear these glasses tonight. All right, so let's get started on the hormone leptin. Now, leptin is in fruit. So when you're doing the hormone reset, you have 3 days where you don't eat any fruit. That's not too hard, right? Okay, let's get on about the hormone leptin. Okay. The 3 most important metabolic hormones activated to support you are, so this is one of the most 3 important hormones to deal with when it comes to weight. This is leptin, insulin, and estrogen. So you guys, this one is really important. So I'm glad you're tuning in. Leptin is the hormone that signals to your body that you are full. That's how important this is. If this hormone is not working properly, if you're in leptin resistance, you will not receive the signal, I'm full. Therefore, you keep eating, you overeat, and you continue with the weight gain, right? Just a minute for a second here. Okay, I'm back. All right, so this is extremely important, right? So fructose is 73% sweeter than table sugar, and fructose is in fruit. When you're overweight and experience blood sugar issues, fructose may become a problem when calorie intake is too high. Fructose, 73%. So that's when people talk to me and they're eating grapes on their own and they're eating dried fruit. I'm like, oh my God, don't eat those things, you guys. Grapes and dried fruit in like a nut mixture, or it's so high in sugar and it completely causes fat, especially in this midlife phase. And it is so bad for your body. It's pure concentrated sugar. Very, very, very sweet, very high in sugar. 75% of the foods have sugar added in various forms, right? And some experts argue that it is primary reason for fat. But if you eat too much, your liver can't process the fructose that's in the sugar, and especially the dried fruits and different types of fruit, right? Fast enough for your body to use it as fuel, like we talked about in insulin resistance, okay? So then, of course, it goes right to fat. And in midlife, note that in this midlife phase, your body processes foods differently. And that includes carbohydrates, which are fruits also. Your body basically puts when you eat a fruit or a simple carbohydrate, your body basically puts it right to fat. So we know that fruit is healthy for us. Yes, it is. But in midlife, when you eat fruit on its own, it is probably going right to fat. Look at my hair. I have so many flyaways because it's natural curly. So what you can do when you're eating fruit is combine it with things like chia gel. So grapefruit with chia gel, berries with chia gel, maybe some hemp seeds, maybe some pumpkin seeds or sunflower seeds, right? Make sure that you're combining it with something that helps. Also, chia gel is extremely high in fiber, so you won't get that insulin spike. You won't get that blood sugar level spike, right? Having slices of apples with almond butter, right? Things like that. I'm just looking at it. Okay, I'm going to just show you some questions if you have leptin resistance. A strong, sometimes insatiable appetite. Do you deal with that? Binge eating, especially after 5 p.m., eating after 7 p.m. or within 3 hours of going to bed. A tendency to skip breakfast or wait an hour or longer after rising in the morning to eat. I do that, but it's not because of leptin resistance, because I'm not hungry. Drinking fruit juices or sodas more than one serving per day. Do you do a lot of that? Menopausal weight gain, especially at your waist. Increased fat in the skin covering your tricep muscles, sometimes effectively known as kimono arms. Really fat under the arms. Do you have that? Fatigue after exercise and difficulty recovering after exercise. Joint problems, painful joints, joint destruction, bursitis, arthritis, right? Diagnosis of metabolic syndrome or insulin resistance. And so many people have that and are not diagnosed and have no idea. If you have a lot of belly fat and you can't lose it, and you're tired and you tend to eat a lot of sugar because you feel that's what you kind of crave and that's what gives you more energy, you're most likely in leptin and insulin resistance, okay? Fruit has been bred by corporate farming to contain increasing amounts of fructose. So the fruit is not what it used to be. This is the huge thing, you guys. Same with breads, wheat, gluten, all of those things. The breads we eat, the oatmeals we eat, the fruit we eat is not what it used to be, okay? So the fruit now is bred. Remember, we have a lot of seeds that have been genetically modified, right? Today, 200 calories of a raw apple contain 25 grams of fructose, far more than what it did for your grandmother. This is the thing most people don't know. It's worse for your health than other sugars. So fructose is worse for your health than other sugars. Fructose and leptin resistance, which dulls your appetite, regulates your hunger, and determines how fast you burn fat. When you overeat fructose, your leptin levels rise excessively. Not only do you get fat, but you feel ravenous. That means so hungry, right? So of course, they use fructose to sweeten a lot of things now. simple carbohydrate snacks, cereals, a whole bunch of things. Anyways, just look on energy bars, protein bars, all of those things, which are usually junk. Look for the word fructose, okay, in everything. Because like we said, that is way worse than sugar, and it's 25 times sweeter than sugar. So really bad for your body. Just saying how much the national increase in fructose, like people that are having fructose, is now like in the last 50 years, right? Fructose or fruit sugar is about twice as sweet as glucose. Leptin is nature's appetite suppressant. So when your leptin levels and your leptin, the hormone leptin is working properly, for me, for sure, I can eat something and I feel full really fast. For one, I have a smaller stomach, but also my leptin is working really good. I can't overeat. I'm somebody who cannot overeat. And that's what helps me in life for staying thinner, because I have gone through the cleanses and watching what I eat and not overeating things and knowing what causes your real hormones to be so out of balance. And that keeps you in this cycle of overeating or binge eating or craving or the weight you can't lose, right? So in all my programs, I help you with all of this. And then when you know, then you never have to diet again and you don't end up with these problems, okay? When your brain gets bombarded with leptin signals from too many fat cells, it shuts down and from being overwhelmed. The result is leptin levels keep rising, receptors stop functioning, so your body doesn't get the leptin signal that you are full. And you keep eating the wrong foods in an addictive pattern. And that's why there's so many really obese people. And you'll see that I have seen them at coffee shops consuming those bagels and those desserts like nonstop, right? And those frappuccinos and blended drinks full of cream, full of sugars. They're so bad for you, right? But they crave them. They're so addicted to them. And that is a big part of it. It's because they're insulin resistant and leptin resistant. Nearly all women who are overweight are stuck in a false state of perceived starvation driven by leptin resistance. So you can go days without eating and still be totally fine. But so many women are like panicked by that thought, thinking, I'm just going to be hungry. And even when some join my programs, they're like, well, I'm going to be hungry. I'm going to be hungry. It's like this panic. That's an imbalance, you guys. Leptin resistance is a heart of carbohydrate cravings. There we go. Increased hunger and overeating. It results in the brain thinking you are starving, you are hungry. It tricks the brain. When you eat, leptin is produced in and released from your fat cells and then travels in the blood to your brain, where normal circumstances tells your hypothalamus that you're full and you can stop eating. But when your metabolism is broken and your leptin isn't working, the wires between the gut and the brain are crossed. And that is why you keep feeling like, I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. I could still eat. And you keep eating. And like you may eat a meal and then you're hungry half an hour later. You want to eat again. Okay. Cut back on fructose and eat more clean proteins. And we're not just talking meat, you guys. Okay. You want to eat more good fats, essential fatty acids, good clean proteins, which are amino acids basically, and lots of vegetables and lots of fresh greens. Okay. Leptin is insulin's sibling, and we talked about insulin in the last video. The two hormones work in tandem. You healed your insulin in the sugar-free reset, and now you get to heal your leptin. So remembering that when we go through the hormone reset, you go through and reset all these hormones through the 21 days. And I'll be doing a program about that. Leptin resistant affects your immune system and reproductive systems. Think that's important? Very important. Leptin is a major player in low-grade inflammation. Leptin imbalance can cause joint pain, damage because too much leptin accelerates breakdown of cartilage. The link between fructose, insulin resistance, leptin resistance, and liver problems is strong. So juices, fruit juices are bad, you guys. Vegetable juices are good. Sports drinks, fruit juices on their own, even fruit smoothies. People who have smoothies, but it's just fruit. No, you need to add other things to your smoothies to balance that out. And when you go to McDonald's, when you go to those cheap places and you're ordering smoothies and they're just fruit, they're using concentrated fruit syrup. They say made from real fruit. It's actually made from real fruit concentrate. The worst you could consume. Totally goes right to fat. Now, what it's saying too is it affects your circadian rhythm, which is how when you go to sleep, right? And how you sleep. Sleep, here we go. Leptin is also affected when you build up a sleep debt. That means you can't sleep properly. Studies show that a link between weight gain, lack of sleep, and insulin resistance. Yes, yes, yes. So many women in midlife deal with this, having a hard time sleep, craving, in insulin resistance, and the leptin resistance. Okay. So yeah, it's like saying fruit is okay if your metabolism is healthy and you don't have a big waist or problem with weight gain or cravings at all. You're probably okay. Or if you don't have diabetes. But it's in this midlife phase, I usually tell women don't eat fruit on its own at all, and especially don't eat grapes. Don't eat grapes, don't eat mangoes on their own. They're just too high in sugar. Don't eat dried fruit. And then so stick with things like having a bit of some of the fruit is in your smoothies when you're combining it with fresh greens, which are protein and essential fatty acids. When you're also combining it with things like chia gel and hemp seeds or a protein powder, which have good fats, lots of fiber, antioxidants, and all of those things too, right? Vegetables are the best medicine when it comes to healing hormone imbalances, vegetables and greens, because they contain fiber and minerals. When leptin is high, your brain is convinced you are starving, even though your body may have more than enough food, and always usually does. You feel hungry but never satisfied when you eat. Because insulin blocks effective action of leptin in the hypothalamus of your brain, high insulin begets high leptin. So your brain believes you are starving and encourages you to overeat. When you experience a roller coaster of blood sugar extremes and you make too much insulin and estrogen, you deposit extra fat in your belly, mostly deep visceral fat. And that's the fat that's really hard to get rid of and the fat that is very unhealthy for you. Fat cells manufacture excessive leptin. So again, you're getting fat on your belly and then you're producing more leptin, right? Which floods the brain until it short circuits and refuses to receive the satiety. Anyways, the signal that you're full. Your visceral fat is a factory that produces toxic chemicals which cause harm to your metabolism, hormone receptors, immune system, and joints. So here's the thing. Let's just get freaking honest about what's going on in the world. There are so many people, not only the aging population, that are getting this virus, which of course, because their immune system is low and their body is they're not eating enough of the good nutrients because where they live most of the time, they're not eating enough really good food, right? But the US population and the obesity that is going crazy in the world right now is why so many people are getting this virus, is because they are unhealthy to begin with, okay? Their body is unhealthy because they have the obese waist, the big fat waist, all of that. Now, what we're finding out now, all of that affects your immune system. So if you think, and I know that we talk about body image and loving yourself no matter what. I totally, completely, 100% believe in that. But I do not believe obesity is okay. I do not believe obesity is okay. And if you want to unfollow me, totally fine with that. But I do not agree obesity is okay. I really don't. I really think that we need to be conscious that this can and does increase your immune system, right? It means something's out of balance in your body if you cannot lose the weight, if you continue to gain the weight, right? I really want you guys to get that. Love your body, love yourself, and take care of yourself, right? Do it because you love yourself. Honor yourself, right? Up to 60% of adults cannot digest fructose properly. Interesting. I can't. Fruit doesn't really agree with me, actually. So, and it could be so the FODMAP problem. If you're somebody who notices you get really bloated, really gassy, and feel really uncomfortable when you eat certain foods, you could have sensitivities to those certain kinds of foods, and one of them could be fruit. Okay. So really what they're saying, we talked about estrogen, we talked about insulin yesterday, and we're talking about the leptin today. So of course, it's always the same thing for everything. More fiber, more good lean proteins, which can be vegan sources too, and vegetarian. Lots of vegetables, lots of fresh greens, okay? Nuts and seeds, things like that. You really want to eat far less simple carbohydrates. And carbohydrates like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, green beans, all of those things are so fantastic for you. Herbs like basil, parsley, cilantro, all of those things are fantastic. All the different types of lettuces and the arugulas and the mustard greens and all of those things are amazing for you. So please remember, you have so many amazing foods that you can eat. Eat good fats. Don't forget to eat good fats too, right? Coconut oil, avocados, even good butter is totally fine. Don't worry about that unless you're really lactose intolerant. Okay? And wild meat, grass-fed, good eggs from a farm, right? So you could also try avoiding nightshades and vegetables. I avoid nightshade vegetables now because they do cause bloating, which are tomatoes, bell peppers, eggplant, potatoes. I can eat regular potatoes a little bit. I do. Okay, so those are some nightshades that if they cause bloating, you may want to get rid of them for a while. Make sure you're getting some good fats. And chia gel is fantastic for good fats, okay? Fantastic. Same with, of course, hemp seeds. I put pumpkin seed. I grind pumpkin seeds and put those in my smoothies. The ground pumpkin seeds in my smoothies, high in zinc, which is really important and has been proven to help you fight off the virus. So high in zinc. Get your good fats. Don't worry about high-fat coconut milk or things like that. That is totally fine. Read all labels because you don't want the preservatives. You don't want the junk. You don't want the fake flavorings. Let me just see what else we're getting here. Here's a good thing. And this is true. When your metabolism is slow, and in insulin-resistant video, which is up from yesterday, you guys can watch that. That can cause your metabolism to get slower, right? So leptin resistance, insulin resistance, your metabolism gets really sluggish and slow. You can't lose the weight. Exercise does not help you lose weight then. If you are in any type of resistance like this, exercise will not help you lose the weight if you're not cleaning up what you eat. It's always what you eat first. What you eat is about 80% of it or more, okay, when it comes to losing weight. Yeah, food versus exercise. 75 to 85% food, okay, is what's important. Always start with the food. All right, so that is that. Our next hormone we're dealing with is cortisol, caffeine, and I love my coffee. I have a cup of coffee a day. Over drinking coffee is not good, but having a little bit of coffee is okay. And I am talking about the book, The Hormone Reset Diet by Sarah Gottfried. I know it's backwards because I'm on Facebook Live, right? So you can always get this, read more about it, educate yourself, and get on the track to feeling better, resetting your hormones, and really beginning to improve your health, okay? And start the weight loss. I'm going to be doing a 21-day program about this, including the hormone reset And we are also going to be focusing on the body, mind, and spirit, which is absolutely the most important thing you can do. Really, it takes all three of those working together. You taking good care of yourself and making certain changes in your life that you can do that are totally possible. All my clients do. And they say it's way easier than they thought. What gets you in your mind is the mindset. The food is the easiest part. Believe me. And I know you think that. It's absolutely the easiest part. So watch for that. That's coming up. And I also have one-on-one coaching for all price ranges. 1 session, 3 sessions, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever you desire. I have that. I have my Where to Start program for those of you who are like, I just want a self-study program on the exact things I need to eat, like really about the foods and getting all the recipes and educating myself on the food. That's the Where to Start program. It's on my website, dianamarchand.com. And I have about 700 videos on YouTube, so go there. You can binge watch all my videos and find out everything. Takes a lot because I have a lot of videos to go through, but I do state everything in all my videos. Thank you so much for watching, ladies. Feel free to post a question, or if you have a topic you'd like me to do a video on sometime, let me know. I'm here for you. Please feel free to reach out for me. Like I truly said, I have a way of working with everybody that will fit for every single person. It's all geared to you because you are unique. All women are different. Yet, of course, through this midlife phase, there are some things that we need to consider, okay? Have an amazing night. All right, much love to you guys. Bye-bye.